Hey everybody, Lindsay Smith here with your business tip this week. This week I want to talk about the economics of listings versus buyers. So let's run a little scenario here to demonstrate the difference. Imagine that you are really bad at getting your listings sold. Let's say that you only sell 1 in 2 of your listings. And let's say that your cost to sell each listing by the time you get some photos done, MLS fees, things like that, is about $1,000 per listing. Now, if we were to take the average sale price in Calgary, we're looking at about $386, including condos. But let's say, for the sake of easy numbers, that the average sale price is about $400,000, and you're going to get paid, let's say, 3.5, 1.5 on the commission side. So it's going to be about $8,000 per listing. Selling expenses are going to be $1,000 each. So let's look at the scenario, how the scenario might run. So in terms of expenses, you get your first listing, and it is $1,000 that you end up spending to get that listing sold. In this case, the listing sells. You do great on your first time around. So you get paid $8,000. For listing number 2, maybe the seller is a little bit overpriced. It doesn't really work out so well. In this case, you spend another $1,000. But this time, you actually do pick up another client off it. You get a sign call. You convert them over. Maybe a neighbor calls from down the block, asking some questions. You convert them over into another listing. Something happens that you actually pick up another client off of it. So in that case, you get another $8,000 for it. Let's say the next scenario is that you spend your $1,000, and since you're only selling 50% of your listings, this one doesn't sell either for whatever reason. Maybe you have an argument with the seller, and they end up terminating the agreement, whatever happens, so you get paid nothing on this one. And the last listing here, you get paid $1,000, or you spend, again, $1,000 to sell it, and this time they actually have to buy a home as well, which is a very realistic scenario. So in this case, you get paid $16,000 on your $1,000 expenditure. So when it's all said and done, the total money that we made on the commission side is $32,000, but you had to spend $4,000 to make that, which puts our total profit at about $28,000 by focusing on listings and having only a 50% success rate. Now, here's something else to consider. The average time that it takes working with a buyer to sell a home is about 30 hours, and the average time that it takes working with a seller to sell a home is about 8 hours, which means that you could work on about 4 listings to every 1 buyer. And with 4 listings, with only half of them selling, the economics still work out to about $28,000. Ladies and gentlemen, listings are the name of the game, and listings are the way to go, especially in today's marketplace. And if you're in a slower marketplace where your average is only about 1 in 2 of your listings selling because the market's really slowed down, the economics still work. So my moral of the story here, focus on listings because it leads to other opportunities, leverages your income, and the economics are very worth it. That's your business tip this week. All the best and doing a ton of business for the rest of the year.